Hello and welcome. In this video, we're going to talk about creating our first project and navigating the editor. So the first thing we want to do is open up FalconEditor. And then we want to come to the Falcon tab because we want to base our project off of the template project. Now, once we're here, we want to come down to project location and we want to choose a folder where we want to save this. You can save this wherever you want, but I'm going to go to Documents. I'm going to right click and create a new folder, and I'm going to call this Falcon. And inside of here, I'm going to create another folder called Work. This is where our editor projects will go. And I'll choose Select Folder. And now we want to give this project a name. You can call it whatever you want. I'm going to call this My Awesome Project. And then under the project defaults, we want to make sure that starter content is turned off. And we can click Create. Once our project is done compiling and loading, we need to log in. So I'm going to log in. And we're good to go. So now let's talk about the interface and navigating. So on the top, we have our typical menu bar. Below, we have our level settings. In the middle, this is our viewport or our scene. On the right, this is our outliner for our viewport or our scene. And then we have our details panel. If we click on one of these objects, we see the details related to the objects in the outliner. Last, we have our content browser. This is where we have assets that we've created or assets that we've imported that we want to utilize. Maybe we want to drag them out to our scene, or maybe we want to use them in different ways. And there are a few other windows here, but we're not going to talk about those right now. The last thing I want to talk about is navigating the viewport. So with our mouse, if we right click, we can orbit around our center point. If we middle mouse, we're going to pan. If we middle mouse wheel, we're going to zoom. And if we left mouse, we're going to move around on a flat plane. Now, if we combine the mouse with the keyboard, we can hold down right click and we can press WASD to move around in each direction. And then we can also press Q and E to go up and down, absolute. So if we're looking up with our right mouse, if we orbit up, we press W, we're gonna go up into the sky, and we can look down, now we're up in the sky. Now, if you ever get lost, you can select an object in the outliner or in the viewport, and you can hit F on the keyboard and you'll focus on that object. So if I grab the directional light and in the viewport, I hit F, I'll focus on that object. Lastly, if you right mouse click and you middle mouse wheel, you're going to change your movement speed. So I can make this really slow, or I can make this really fast. And if we look in the upper right-hand corner, you'll see this camera. And you'll see that that number is adjusting as we right-click, middle mouse wheel. You can also just click on that and you can adjust the camera speed there. Maybe you have a really, really big environment and you can change the scale to something drastic. All right, we've created our first project, covered the basic UI, and navigation in the viewport.